Hey everyone, welcome to Visions, the brand new podcast celebrating diverse voices and genres within the entertainment industry. Each video will focus on one of these genres. Today's focus is all to do with the rapidly growing genre vertical dramas. This is Vertical Vision. My first guest today is Alexander Morel, a star making waves within the vertical drama scene. From Slimming Revolution to love hits like his right hook, Alexander brings his unique and authentic style to every role he takes on. Before we started, he gave a brief introduction to himself and his background. I hope you enjoy the video.
Hi, my name is Alexander Morel. I'm a model and actor based in Seoul, South Korea. Originally, I'm from France, but I'm mixed French-British. I moved to Korea about 5 years ago, and I used to live here for 3 years prior to that, with 1 year in France and 1 year in Australia in between. Um, what can I say? My full-time job here is basically modeling, but since about a year, I've been starting acting in vertical dramas, and before that, I also did a few appearances in movies and drama in Korea. But since about a year, it's more mixed vertical dramas and modeling.
Because I know from interviews I've seen before that you had a creative family, you were um, around art all the time, and you even went and did your own exhibition. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So basically, my mom's an artist. So when I was growing up, even as a toddler, I would be holding pens and pencils and drawing from morning to evening. I would see her paint and draw. When I was growing up, I kept doing that. And when I was a bit older, first I wanted to be a vet, like most kids want. Like you want to be a vet, you want to be a fireman, you want to be an astronaut, this kind of things. I wanted to be a vet. But to be going to a vet school, you need to be really good at maths and physics and stuff like this. I was not the best at maths, but I thought, what can I do else? And I decided to join art school. So, like visual arts, so like painting, drawing, photography, all these things. And I spent 5 years in art university. I graduated a while ago now. But yeah, while I was a student, I was doing okay. I had some exhibitions in France, in Italy, and also in Belgium. And then one of the exhibitions I did in Italy, the gallerist was also a photographer. So he was like, "Oh, do you want to take pictures? I think you would be good at doing it." And then that's how my modeling career started. He introduced me to a few photographers. Then I went back to France after this exhibition, and then I started working with a few photographers here and there. And yeah, I've been modeling for about 14 years now, mainly part-time for a while. And then since 5 years, it's like full-time modeling.
When you started out in modeling, when you were discovered really in at the
Mm.
art exhibition, did you have any misconceptions of the modeling industry before you went into it?
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, I mean, especially my generation, we heard a lot about all the anorexia, like the eating disorders that especially female models had to go through to be successful models, that there was a lot of bad people in the industry taking advantage of models, like these kind of things. I am very lucky that this has not happened to me. I think being a guy also helps to reduce those kind of things. I've been very lucky, I think, throughout my career, um, with all these things that I've avoided all the bad things. I would say the only things that happened to me that were bad is more like people overusing my pictures, using them in things that were out of the scope of the contract, like nothing damaging to my psychology or to my physical health, I would say.
Did you ever think at one point that it wasn't for you? Even if you did have that creative side to you, did you ever think, this modeling is not for me?
Well, I would say that before that art exhibition with the photographer, I had never thought even remotely that that would be a thing. Uh, I started modeling a bit late. I would say I was 21, 22 when I started, which is in the modeling world a little bit late, I would say. A lot of people will start when they're 16 or even before. 18 is already like late-ish for starting, but um, I never thought about it before that, and then that happened, and I was taking it very easy because I was studying still, so I was focused on that. Then I had to feed myself, obviously, so I was working jobs like retail. I was in fashion, so I was keeping the little bit of creativity and fashion side with that. Um, I had the luck when I was working in retail to be also working with the visual merchandising, so playing with the displays, the windows, so a little bit of a creative side coming back to, but never really thought of modeling as a serious thing at that time. But when I moved to Korea, I saw that there was more opportunities for me, that I was a bit more unique in the market, because there's less Caucasians, foreigners in Korea than there is obviously in Europe. So I was a bit more unique. I was filling a niche that was um, a bit more open for me. So when I came to Korea, I felt that it was the moment to be more a bit dedicated to modeling. And I've been doing pretty decently since I've started doing that full time. So yeah, but before that, I never thought about it.
So you modeled in Europe, France, Italy, and all that. What is the difference between modeling in Europe and modeling in Korea?
I think modeling in Europe is a lot more focused. I mean, the active part will be like around Fashion Week a lot. So it's going to be two times a year with like a really dense period of time where there's opportunities. Uh, Whereas in Korea, the fashion is non-stop. It's less high fashion, I would say. Like there's still like high fashion brands, but I would say there's a lot of more mainstream and more affordable brands, and they are always looking for new models. And being a foreigner, as I said before, I'm a bit more niche. Me is less available in Korea than me in Europe. Like you can find a lot more people that will look like me in Europe than you will find in Asia. So, and also in Korea and in Asia a lot, shooting with a foreigner can be a little bit of a status symbol for the brand. Like they can say like they're more global, that their target is not only locals but also foreigners. So I think that there's higher demand constantly in Korea than there is in Europe. But then there's always also other things that are happening in Europe fashion-wise. But yeah, that's the main difference, I would say.
Yeah. So you've gone from modeling and you're still modeling, but you've gone into acting. Now, I've seen that you've been in a movie called Birth a few
Yeah,
years ago, I think that was.
yeah,
Then you did
correct.
2 episodes of Exo Kitty, which I
I did I did two in the first season, one in the second season, but in the second season I'm just like standing next to one of the main guys. In the first one, I had lines in both episodes, but the way they shoot those is slightly different than the dramas. They shoot more than needed and then they chop, chop, chop.
yeah.
Same as in movies. The movie runs would be 5, 6 hours if they were based on the initial scripts, and then they had to cut and rearrange. So in A Birth, the movie, I had more lines, but they cut some because I think their final rush was about 6 hours, and they had to make the story like it's still 2.5 hours, which is a lot. But they went to the more essential scenes, so I do still have some lines, but less than what initially was planned. And in Exo Kitty, I did have lines in the first two episodes, but then same chop chop. So the first episode I appear, I'm just stuffing my face with popcorn. That is all you can see. I'm like, yeah.
So has did those two things prepare you to go into vertical dramas?
Yes and no. Uh, no, because vertical dramas are way more intense. Like because of the roles I was playing. Um, in Above and in Exo Kitty, I was very minor roles for like the full story. In Verticals, I was lucky to be in out of the five I did, I was lead in four of them. So one never came out and will probably
All
not come
right.
out. But in four of them, trust me, believe me, I was in as a lead. Um, it's very intense when you're a lead because you're there every single day of the shoots. Uh, the it's less spread out than in a movie, for example. In a movie, you might have like a week here, a week there, few days here, a few days there. When you shoot a vertical drama, it's going to be a week, but it's non-stop, maybe with 1 day break in between a few days. And as a lead, you have a lot of um, screen time, but you have like a lot of lines also. There's a lot of things happening. So obviously more intense. However, in A Birth, what prepared me is we shot in winter mostly, and winter in Korea is very cold, like minus 20 degrees Celsius sometimes. And we shot outside, obviously. And some of the scenes were also on a boat, so we were not at sea, but in an outside studio with like a big pool, a
Yeah.
green pool. The boat was there, and some of the scenes are the how do you say the inside of the boat, like the storage. I don't know the word in English, but like the bottom part where you store the things. That's where all of us were, and the sea is very rough on us, and it starts filling up with water.
Yeah.
So we are in the middle of the winter, soaking wet in this very long time. So that prepared me to be spending very long hours on set for Vertical. But the acting part is very much different.
So you've been in four, you've said. One hasn't come out, but the three that have come out are Slimming Revolution, sorry, Rebirth, Return of a True Princess, and
Almost.
the most recent one, Love Hits like his right hook.
Correct. And I was
So
also in one as a supporting role that came out about a week after that, which is called Back for Revenge with His Daughter, which I
uh,
was uh, only like in a few scenes, but I was playing a villain, so that was exciting.
so do you like playing the villain then?
It's interesting. It's interesting to play with because in real life I'm not a villain, so it's funny to just it's more exciting, I feel, to do something that's really different. And the villains in vertical drama is always a little bit crazy and like over the top,
Yeah.
whereas the leads are usually a little bit more like handsome CEO, really posed. Like even if there's some actions and some drama, it's usually a bit more like about the looks and how you will talk and the macho figure, this kind of thing. So it was fun to just go crazy for a few days.
So let's talk about Slimming Revolution. It
Mhm.
deals with judging a book by its cover.
Pretty much, yeah. That's a pretty good description. A lot of people, so just before it came out, there was a trailer. Obviously, like trailers are meant to attract the attention of the
Yeah.
viewers, and like it's all about the big things that happen. So it was focused a lot about me and other people not being nice to the main female character that's at the beginning overweight and then goes to slim down to become this really model-esque
Yeah.
figure and so on. And a lot of people had a bad reaction from the trailer and was saying like, "Oh, I will never watch this. It's about fat phobia. It's diminishing. It's really blah, blah," like a lot of things. Us having played in this, um, we didn't really see it as this because the story is more deep than this. And even my character that was not nice to her at the beginning and falls in love with her, blah, blah, blah. You understand why he was not nice to her, but it's not because she's fat. It's for other reasons. The other characters that are the villain obviously are, oh, you're fat, you're ugly, nah, 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 nah. Because they're meant to be catty and they're meant to be over the top and everything. But that's what came out in the trailer. So a lot of people had really bad opinion of it before seeing it. And then when they watched it, a lot of people were like, oh, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
The story is deeper than what we thought. So not judging a book by its cover is the theme of the drama itself, but it's also what we felt when people were watching the trailer. When you watch the
Yeah.
trailer, you have a preconception, but then when we watch the full thing, then, oh, there's more than this.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil the reasons and stuff, but uh, I feel like it was still a decent drama, despite the theme that might be a bit offensive at the beginning.
Yeah. So when you went into acting from modeling, did you have that? Did you feel like you were being judged before people got to know you in the acting sphere, really?
I didn't really feel like people were judging me. Everybody's judging everybody,
Yeah.
but uh, I was more scared that people would judge me than actually being judged. I
Yeah.
was fear because it was my first real experience as a lead, Slimming Revolution. So I was really afraid that I wasn't doing well. So I was overthinking. I was trying my best to just deliver my lines, but if you compare this one to the latest one I did, I think you can see an evolution. Like I was more stressed. I was just trying to deliver, 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 but there was maybe a little bit less emotion because I was too focused on that. And I think I was a lot in my head, like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Are people going to think I'm doing well? So it's more pressure I was putting on myself than actually what people were thinking about me.
Yeah.
So I was the like how the toughest judge. Like I was judging myself more than I think people actually cared.
I
So
think we're all judges of ourselves, aren't we?
yeah,
So let's come to the latest one. Love hits like his right hook. I just want to say, I really enjoyed it. It was really good.
thank you, thank you.
And you reunited with someone from Slimming Revolution, Jonathan.
Correct, correct.
Did that make it easy having someone on set that you've acted with before?
100%, 100%. So in Slimming Revolution, the role Jonathan was playing was my best friend. Uh, but the story wasn't really focused on his character. So
Yeah.
we didn't have that many scenes together, but we still had maybe 3 or 4 days of shoot together. So we already had laughed a lot. We had already discussed. We already had spent like lunchtime together, scenes together. So we knew each other. Plus, uh, when we first received the script, he's my neighbor. He lives 5 minutes walk away from my place. So we went to a cafe together and read through the script and discussed a lot about the script, like what he thought about his character, what he thought about my character, and vice versa. So it helped us to have like two different visions of both characters and to see like how we were interpreting them and how maybe we could play them, what we thought about the script itself. So even before getting on set, we had already thought a lot about what would be happening. And obviously, because we had met multiple times, the chemistry was already there on set. So there wasn't any awkward moment. And um, even in like the intimate scene, it was just like it's a friend. So we're just playing around,
Yeah.
more than just being like, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? Intimate scenes are often complicated because you need the consent of the other person to just like touch, which is normal. But because we had already discussed before, we could go a little bit further than just having
Yeah.
to think, is this okay or is this not? We had already agreed both that obviously we are still acting and it's still like has to be professional, but we're a bit more confident in each other.
So when it comes to the intimacy of love hits like a right hook, with movies and TV shows, you have intimacy coordinators.
Hmm.
Do you have those with vertical dramas?
Uh, I haven't had any, but I've heard that on some there is. Um, like Slimming Revolution, we didn't really need any because there's not much going on. There's like two kisses, and that's it. Like there's no bed scenes, sex scenes, whatever. Reborn to True Princess Returns, there was a lot more intimate scenes, but no coordinator. And in Love Hits Like Israel, we didn't have any intimacy coordinator, but we did have a stunt coordinator for the boxing scenes. I have heard that there were some intimacy coordinators on some sets, but I've never met any. Maybe in the future.
So you mentioned the boxing.
Yeah,
Did you have to do training for that, or was it a stunt double or anything?
no stunt double. I think you can see my face in most of the scenes, and if it was CGI or AI, it's pretty well done.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a stunt double. We did have training, so uh, we went, Alan and I. So I mean, Scott, who plays Alan, my rival, and we both went to this. It's like a stunt school, but they brought a stunt coordinator plus a boxing trainer. So both of them were there to train us, to give us indications on what would look real and what would look not real, like the way you guard, the way you punch. We spent maybe 30 minutes just running in circles to get our body warmed up. Then we had like some boxing practices, and then we had some choreography too, because when we are on set, the camera's there. You need to not punch the camera. And also, in order to have everything that the director wants, you need to do everything in a certain order. So there wasn't that many punch needed, but we needed to have them in a specific order. So I would punch this way, he would punch back this way, then I would punch like this, and so on. So getting the choreography perfect was the hardest, I would say.
Okay. So there is many fans that I've seen of Love Hits Like His Right Hook that they would like a second one.
Yes.
Is that
Please.
something you so that is something that you would love to do?
Yeah, I think both Jonathan and I would love to. I think everybody in the team would want to also. A lot of the characters would love to come back. I think there's a lot that can be developed from the first story.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit hard usually to have a proper sequel because it's so compact and so short. A lot of things are abruptly done, like abruptly finished, and you can't really react, like bounce back on some of the stories that have ended.
Yeah.
But I really want a season two. Jonathan really wants a season two. The fans really want a season two. Everybody wants a season two. It's really up to the platforms and like the production and everything. But we really want. I think the reception on the platforms was really good. We were in the top three from day two of release. We were number one on the platform Shortwave for about a week straight. And then we were still in the top nine for in total 2 weeks. And then we were still like trending a bit. We reached, according to the platform, we were on about 19 million views after 10 days. And some that were released about the same time had like only a million or 2 million. It's already amazing, but when we saw the numbers, we were kind of shocked. And I think if you still go now, we are third on the year. So the year's only like 2 months. And we are still like number four or fifth in research, like in the search bar. So not bad, not bad. But definitely season two would be great.
So, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it. At the end of season one, is it Lucy that ran after she shot your character?
Yeah. So Lucy's my crazy fiance
Yeah,
that I do not love. And I think we want her to come back for
yeah,
revenge. I think some people have asked that. I think it's a really good idea. I think there's a lot that can be developed around that.
yeah,
Um, because Tine, who plays Lucy, I think she really portrayed the crazy. She really portrayed the obsessiveness of her character really well, despite the fact that she wasn't in that many scenes.
yeah,
Uh, and I think if she came back for revenge, because no, because Jonathan stole me from her, I think that would make a really good story.
yeah,
Plus, there's other things like Sophia, the kid. We can develop more about her too. There could be new love interests if the love between both of us is not strong anymore. Like this kind of thing.
yeah.
I think there's a lot of options, I think. But Lucy needs
So,
to come back.
yes, take revenge. Would you, so when you were filming different verticals, did you ever think that they would be as popular as they are? Because 2025 and 2026, the growing number of verticals are coming out. The growing
Mm,
number of people who are watching verticals has grown. Like 2025 was a big vertical year for me. I was
mm.
watching verticals all the time. But when you're acting in them, I assume that you don't expect them to be as popular as they turn out to be.
Definitely not. And Slimming Revolution did pretty well. But for example, I got maybe 10 followers uh, because I don't know, just people maybe liked it, but they weren't like captivated by the story or they were not captivated by who's playing who, this kind of things. Um, and Love Hits Like His Right Hook did great, like really good. And I got so many followers, like it's crazy. Like I really wasn't expecting that. And for days on my on Instagram, I'm talking on
Yeah.
Instagram, like it was all like new follower, new follower, new follower. And I was like, that's just crazy. And like crazy in a good sense. So I really did not expect that. I knew that it would be doing good because I think the story itself was good. The
Yeah.
direction was really good, and the way it was filmed was not too tacky. It could have gone really wrong. It could have been a bit too over the top, but I think everybody in the cast was good. Even the extras, the people with just like one line, everybody did great. And I don't think there's a moment where you get out of the story because of someone's action or even because of something in the plot that went wrong. The only thing maybe is like, the extra over the top noise, sound effects, like the music that will change like 5 times within one scene, or like the oh, like this kind of things. Um, Other than that, I feel like because of the way it was filmed and because of the crew, the staff, the team, everybody did good. So I knew that it would be going decent,
Yeah.
if not amazing. But yeah. And I think also we were lucky because we filmed kind of a while ago, and it was only released recently, but I think the timing was good because of Heated Rivalry.
Yes.
Because Heated Rivalry came out recently, finished recently, and I think we came out pretty much at the same time. So people were looking for more of something similar. Like they wanted to satisfy their craving of needing more from Heated Rivalry. And because our trope is not the same, but it's still like sports and two guys and so on. If it was released a bit before, I think maybe we would have not at the beginning had so many views. Maybe it would have been a bit less, maybe popping up when Heated Rivalry was out or done. But I think the timing was good, so this one was definitely a hit.
It's that whole enemies to lovers from Heated
Yeah, the
Rivalry,
trope.
and it's coming
Yeah,
to this as well.
yeah,
That's how I've seen it anyway. Yeah.
yeah.
What's next for you? You're always modeling. I don't think that's gonna change for a while, but have we got more verticals with you acting in them coming up?
Um, so for the moment, there's nothing that has been filmed yet. So it's not going to be right now. I am waiting for a few things potentially. And I am also waiting for maybe two movies in Korea.
Ooh,
So,
that'd be
I
interesting.
mean, no, sorry, one movie and one series, but like a proper show.
Yeah.
So, it hasn't been started yet. It's meant to be a little bit further down. I have no clue if I'm going to be in or not. It's just like things that are potential. It was Lunar New Year just last week in
Yeah.
Asia. So everything was pretty slow and stopped when it comes to like filming and productions and everything. So it's gonna pick up again now and March. So hopefully there's gonna be some new things coming soon. I'm sure there's gonna be some during the year. Last year I did five, so I hope there should be more this year.
Fingers crossed for you. So you've been modeling, you've done movies, you've done TV. Is there any other area you'd like to go in? Would you ever like to do theatre, that sort of thing?
I don't think I'm good enough for theater. My my I would be too stressed. It's not necessarily performing in front of so many people because I've done fashion shows where I have to walk in front of a lot of people,
Yeah.
done some intimate scenes in front of 25 people in the crew. So I don't think it's performing in front of that many people. I think it's more, I don't have that good of a memory. So I would rather stick to a daily schedule of like remembering things and being able to catch up on the spot and being able to fail. I think
Yeah.
in theater you're not able to fail, or otherwise you just ruin everything.
Yeah.
When you do like short form dramas, when you do movies, you do have ability to just start again. Like I just stuttered, for example. Yeah, so I think that's why I don't think I would jump into theater. I don't think I'm good enough. Maybe in the future, in 10 years, after having done like 25 movies and
Yeah.
30 vertical dramas a year, hopefully. I think after that, maybe I'll feel more confident. I'm still a baby when it comes to acting, so prefer staying in my little box for the moment
Yeah.
and slightly coming out. Then theater for me is just I admire people who can do theater because they can't fail.
Yeah. So every guest I have on, I'm going to ask a question. It's called "Who are your visions?" So visions of who you think in TV, movies, music, and maybe a favorite book or author that you might have. So, first of all, your visions of TV. So, that could be an actor, an actress, or a TV show that you love, you like.
I don't have a TV. I haven't had a TV for maybe over 20 years. However, I do watch Netflix a lot. Mm, There's some shows that I really like, but they're not necessarily mainstream shows, I would say.
Whatever.
Uh, like if I have a few series I could recommend on Netflix, there's two that came out recently, like last year or 2 years ago. One is called Chaos, Kaos, and they have a like the cast is just like on another level. It's like
Yeah,
really famous people. It's about contemporary Greece and Crete, but it's like with the gods of ancient mythology, but in
yeah,
contemporary time. It's really fun. I'm really sad that they're not renewing the series. That's one. Sirens, which was a limited series with it's the story of a girl who moves to an island to be the assistant of a really famous, really rich woman, but she's a bit crazy, but she's like a siren. So
yeah,
every people she talks to, she just like mesmerizes them. I think it's only 5 or 6 episodes, but it's really well done. The soundtrack is amazing. And one show that's a lot less serious that I think I've watched at least 3 times. It's called Norsemen, and it's a Norwegian, I think, Norwegian
yeah.
show in English about Vikings, but in a really funny way. It's like not serious. And I really recommend this show if you like dark humor, sarcasm, this kind of things.
What about a favorite movie? Do you have a favorite movie?
Yes, I do. My favorite movie, I think, is Arrival, which is a sci-fi movie about but what I like about this movie it's not the cliche alien movie.
Yeah,
It's about aliens coming to Earth and trying to communicate with humans, but
yeah,
there's like a lot going around this, and it's not like the usual trope of aliens coming to Earth to destroy everybody and to take over and to dominate and to kill and blah 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 all this.
yeah.
So I felt like it was really visually pleasing too, very quiet most of the time. Very smart script, and the audio was also amazing. Like, I really liked this movie.
Your favorite musical artist?
That is maybe the most complicated for me because I just have my Spotify on random most of the time. So when I like an artist, I will look for the artist and then it automatically plays a playlist and then it goes to more and more. So I'm very eclectic when it comes to musicians and music. And I will listen to rock in indie pop. I'm not too much into like the commercial pop and stuff like this. Even K-pop is not really my thing, but
Mm,
I will listen to classical music and then to soundtracks from movies. Like last year, I listened to a lot of, but I'm also really bad with names. That's the thing. The name. He's a South American Palestinian singer, and she mixes Spanish with Arabic, and the influence is also really nice. So a lot of influences. Like I can't remember the name. I'm really bad, but yeah, I listen to a lot of
and
different genres.
yeah, and finally, your favorite book, your favorite author?
Favorite book. feel bad saying that it's been a while since I've read a book because just because. However, being a student, I loved to read about history.
Yeah.
And I loved one of my favorite things was reading books about color theory, but like not like, oh, you look prettier if you wear this and that. It's more like the story of a color. And there's a French author and theorist called Pastoureau that wrote books about blue and black and stripes and this and that. And it's really, really interesting because you never think about why this color is used in more in this industry or for this or for that, why it's called this, how it's done. So that's something I've always really enjoyed is reading about theory of art, history of art, and like colors and special, especially. I know, really random and really weird, but
No, that's um well, first of all, I want to thank you for doing this.
well, thanks to
As the
you.
first interview, it has been brilliant, and I can't thank you enough for doing it. And I cannot wait to see what is next for you.
Thank you very much. I am very pleased to have been on this platform. I'm sure you'll have many more interviews coming. You'll do great, I'm sure. It was a pleasure to answer your questions.
Thank you, Alexander.
You're very welcome.